Hello, science fans! Welcome back to another journey through the cosmos. Let's talk about the Moon, our closest neighbor in space, a silent companion that circled Earth for billions of years and inspired countless dreams of exploration. Over 50 years ago, Apollo astronauts walked on its surface, collecting rocks, conducting experiments, and planting flags that still stand today as symbols of human achievement. The last human visit was Apollo 17 in 1972, marking the end of an era of lunar exploration. Since then, no one's returned. Why did we stop venturing to the Moon after such incredible progress? The Apollo program was expensive, and after the space race ended, public interest and political will faded, making it hard to justify the enormous costs. NASA shifted focus to projects like the Space Shuttle and the International Space Station, both of which kept astronauts much closer to home and allowed for long-term research in low Earth orbit. The giant moon rockets were retired, and lunar dreams were shelved, left to gather dust in museums and history books. But now, a new space age is dawning, fueled by fresh ambitions and cutting-edge technology. The Moon is back in our sights, not just for brief visits but for building a lasting human presence. Around the world, agencies and private companies are developing new rockets, landers, and technologies to make this possible, sparking a new era of international cooperation and competition. We've learned the Moon holds resources like water ice in shadowed craters, crucial for future explorers, as it can be turned into drinking water, breathable air, and even rocket fuel. This isn't just about nostalgia or reliving past glories, it's about building a permanent outpost, a place where humans can live, work, and learn to thrive far from Earth. Paving the way for deeper space exploration. Enter bold new ideas, like Elon Musk's vision with SpaceX, aiming to make space travel more affordable and routine. Their plan? To end our lunar break and give humanity a new address on the Moon, opening the door to a future where space is truly within reach. The next step, building something called Moonbase Alpha, a hub for science, technology, and adventure. Let's see what that means for our future in space and how the next chapter of lunar exploration could change everything. So what is Moonbase Alpha? Imagine a small village on the Moon. Elon Musk's plan is for a permanent self-sustaining outpost where people can live and work for months at a time. The chosen site, the rim of Shackleton Crater near the Moon's south pole. This location gets near constant sunlight, perfect for solar power. Meanwhile, the crater's shadowed interior may hold vast stores of water ice. That ice can be turned into drinking water, breathable air, and even rocket fuel. The goal: use local resources to support life, a concept called in situ resource utilization. With sunlight for energy and ice for water, Shackleton Crater is the ideal spot for a long-term lunar settlement. This smart location is the first step to making Moonbase Alpha a reality. How do you build a base on the Moon? It's one of humanity's oldest dreams, living and working on another world. But the challenges are immense: harsh radiation, no atmosphere, and extreme temperatures. SpaceX's answer is bold: use the spaceship itself as the first home on the Moon. Enter Starship, a giant, fully reusable rocket designed to lower the cost of space travel and carry heavy payloads farther than ever before. The lunar version, called the Human Landing System, will land vertically and instantly become the first habitat for astronauts. Its massive fuel tanks will be transformed into living quarters, science labs, and storage, offering more space than the entire International Space Station, all inside a single vehicle. Multiple Starships will land in a ring, forming the outline of a growing lunar base, each one adding new capacity and redundancy. To protect against radiation and micrometeoroids, robots will cover the habitats with lunar regolith, moon dirt, using local resources for safety. This thick layer of regolith shields the crew, turning the harsh lunar environment into a safe haven. The delivery vehicle itself becomes the habitat, saving time, resources, and reducing the need for extra launches. As more Starships arrive, the base expands, modular, efficient, and ready for the next wave of explorers and scientists. It's a science fiction dream turned into an engineering blueprint, bringing the Moon within reach. Soon, the first astronauts will step into a pressurized, ready-made home, ushering in a new era of lunar exploration. With a base built from Starships, humanity takes its first real steps toward living beyond Earth. These massive ships, repurposed as habitats, provide shelter and structure for the first lunar settlers. And by covering the base in moon dirt, or regolith, we shield ourselves from deadly radiation and extreme temperatures, making the environment inside much safer and more comfortable. But how do people survive long-term in such a harsh, alien world? What does daily life look like for those who call the moon home? Power comes first. Near constant sunlight at the lunar poles powers huge solar arrays, providing the energy needed for every system in the base. And when the sun dips below the horizon, compact nuclear reactors kick in as reliable backup, ensuring the lights and life stay on. Food and air are next. Astronauts will grow crops in hydroponic greenhouses inside the habitats. These plants not only provide fresh food, but also help recycle air and water, creating a closed-loop system. This makes life more sustainable, and a little greener, even so far from Earth. Fresh vegetables and herbs boost morale and health. Water is mined from ice hidden in shadowed craters by robotic rovers, then purified for drinking, growing plants, and hygiene, an essential resource for survival. Through electrolysis, water is split into oxygen for breathing and hydrogen for rocket fuel, enabling future missions and return trips to Earth or beyond. Every resource is recycled or produced on-site, minimizing waste and maximizing efficiency in this closed environment. The goal, a self-sustaining outpost where humans can live, work, and build a new way of life on another world. And from here we can even launch further into space, using the moon as a stepping stone to the rest of the solar system. It's a testbed for survival, a place to develop new technologies and strategies for living off Earth. Here, innovation and adaptation are not just encouraged, they're essential for thriving in this challenging environment. The moon becomes not just a destination, but a true home, with comfortable living spaces and a sense of community. This is how we turn a barren world into a place for life, transforming the moon into humanity's next great frontier. Moonbase Alpha isn't just about the moon, it's a practice run for Mars. Mars is much farther and harsher, but the moon lets us test habitats, power systems, and life support close to home. If we can thrive on the moon, we can adapt those systems for Mars. The moon could also become a refueling station. Launch from Earth, refuel at Moonbase Alpha, then head to Mars. The architecture for Mars Base Alpha is nearly identical. Starships, covered habitats, solar and nuclear power, greenhouses. By building on the moon first, we develop the skills and hardware for interplanetary colonization. Every lesson learned on the moon makes Mars more achievable. The moon is our first step to becoming a multiplanetary species. It's not the final destination, it's the launch pad for the future. Moonbase Alpha is inspiring, but the challenges are huge. Lunar dust is sharp, abrasive, and gets everywhere, damaging equipment and threatening habitats. New tech is needed to keep dust out and protect astronauts. Psychological stress is another hurdle, living far from Earth in close quarters for months at a time. Crew selection and mental health support are as vital as engineering. And then there's the cost. Even with reusable rockets, building and maintaining a moon base will cost billions. Funding must be secured and public support maintained for years. These 3 Ds, dust, distance, and dollars, are the mountains we must climb, but overcoming them will redefine what's possible for humanity. The new moon race is happening amid global competition and cooperation. Space is now a frontier for national power, but also for shared progress. Despite political tensions, the real reason to build Moonbase Alpha goes beyond rivalry. It's about the future of humanity, proving we can live sustainably beyond Earth. A permanent lunar outpost would inspire new generations and drive innovation. It's a message of hope, ambition, and unity, a symbol of what we can achieve together. The moon is our next great adventure and a stepping stone to Mars. Science is for everyone, and the future is waiting.